My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got two very special guests, the Mack Attack, Monster Mack, and Trainee #1.
Thank you so much, Leo, for having us.
Pleasure, man. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. You guys, this is awesome. Let's get right into it. Where'd you grow up?
I'll cover this first. Born in Normandy, France, but moved to the States early in my life. Fall River, Massachusetts.
Oh,
known
nice.
for Lizzie Borden.
Yes.
Pretty much lived there my whole life, my whole childhood. Trainee?
I'm also from Fall River. I was going to say we were known for the Battleship and Emerald Lagasse, but he went right for the...
Oh, yeah.
He went right for the Lizzie Borden.
Yeah. And I think it's more known as for Lizzie Borden.
Yeah.
Is it? I was
for
gonna
sure,
say,
yeah.
does she have it on Emerald?
Yeah, I don't know. Emerald Lagasse, I don't know.
He's pretty good,
The
man.
Bam.
He definitely is good. All right, when did you first see pro wrestling?
Young as a childhood, in my childhood.
Okay.
Hulk Hogan, man, brother, he was running wild, and I wanted to be a real American and have fun with my family and friends. So he pretty much sucked me right in, you know what I'm saying?
My family was always super into wrestling, so I grew up with VHS tapes laying around of WCW. And
Right.
So I can't remember a time when wrestling wasn't around.
Right, okay. So your friends and family were into it. Your family was definitely into it. Was your family into it?
Not so much. I remember my father figure, wherever he is, whatever he's doing now. I remember him being into a little bit into wrestling, and that's when I heard the Hulk Hogan music, and that's kind of what I remember mainly. Raised by Hulk Hogan, I'd like to think.
True story. I was born in Providence the same day the WWF event was happening at the Civic Center.
Wow.
Hulkamania, the power of Hulkamania kept me alive and brought me into this world.
It's true.
That's awesome,
It birthed
man.
him. I was raised by him, birthed by Hulk Hogan.
So many of my guests, honestly, they'll say that. Hulk Hogan.
It's Hogan, man.
It's
It's
Hogan.
that
It's Hogan.
era.
It's Hogan, exactly.
Still running wild.
Oh, still, for
I'd
sure.
like to think.
No.
Some bumps in the road, but...
Yeah, oh yeah. And his fibs are pretty legendary.
Oh, man, some of them are-
The one about
I don't know.
He missed the call for the George Foreman
Grill, yeah.
It was going to
man.
be the Hulk Hogan.
Instead
grill.
it was Pasta Mania, brother.
And he was going to be the bassist for Metallica.
Metallica, yep.
Oh yeah. We can talk about this on the second time I have you
These
guys
are
on.
fibs? I bought 100% into it.
Yeah,
That's not
no,
real.
it's
You
unbelievable.
thought they were
I
real?
thought he was going to be the bass player.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's Hogan.
Some of your favorite wrestlers other than Hulk Hogan.
Oh, it's Vader time. It has to be. The way he pieced people up in the ring real quick. And Lapaka.
That's it. Just
Just
those
them
two.
two.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was big on Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Rob Van Dam, and Sabu. To me, they kind of revolutionized the
Sabu,
whole
yeah.
tag team.
Squeeze him in
Sabu's
there.
the man. I don't think he gets enough credit for
But
what
you know,
he's done.
all those guys, I know Sabu's a little more hardcore, but all around the same size. The technical, athletic, all of them. They're
Right.
all about equal in talent, too.
Once I got out of the
Shawn
way
might
from,
be the best, but
oh,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean.
Yeah. Once I got out of the wow, look at these giant dudes fighting, it became more about the actual wrestling.
Right. Yep. All right. When did you go to your first wrestling show?
Early in my years, I definitely checked out the WWF and the Bank Street Armory at the time.
Okay.
I have slight memories of Tatanka running wild, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's the only two people I remember.
Right.
Besides that, Fall River is very popular for the indie wrestling. They
Yes,
had
it is.
Yankee Pro Wrestling, South
So
Coast.
when was your first, because that's the follow-up. When did you go to your first indie show?
First indie show, probably around, 15, 16. Like, me and this guy have been friends for a very long time.
Too long.
We bonded over wrestling, and we used to hit them indie shows, check out them shows. Bank Street Armory, again, ECW. Ran there when I was younger. That was like one of the main memories of one of the first big shows I've seen.
Other than WWF, I went when I was a kid, 7 or 8 years
Yep.
old. Bank Street Armory, ECW. I was
yeah, we were
12
both
and
there.
13,
I don't know if we knew
going
each
to
other.
those shows. We didn't even know each other at 12, but we were both there.
Right. Yeah, I was at the ECW show they ran in Burlington. I think they only ran
really?
one, and there was
Yep,
almost
yep.
a riot in the
Yep.
freaking with the wrestlers trying to do. They was on the other side of where I was sitting.
Yep,
but it was
just
crazy.
some sort of riot going on
Yeah,
over
it was
there.
crazy. All the wrestlers came out and beat the crap out of people in the parking lot. All right, now, when
believe
did you
it.
know that wrestling was something you wanted to do or try? Well, obviously you did.
I think when I was really young, I think that's very personable. When I was young, it really made me say, hey, I want to go out there and give the people the oomph,
Right.
and the and all that good stuff. Training?
Yeah, I mean, playing around with the wrestling buddies as a little kid,
that
you always
has been.
imagine being something. You create your own character, and that just keeps growing and growing. I built a ring in my backyard. He did the same thing as young kids.
I think by the time high school hit around,
Yeah.
that was like when we were really like, oh, I think we can do this. Outside of high school, when you graduate from high school, you got to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out
wrestling.
Yeah, it turns out pro wrestling. I was doing shows, wrestling shows, while I was still in high school.
Right. Well, you guys are lucky enough to have wrestling dolls to play with.
Yeah.
I didn't. I had like a cowboy would be Blackjack Lanza.
Yeah, you just
Iron
make 'em up.
Man was Bill Mascaras because I didn't have wrestling dolls.
Right.
You tell me-
back in the 70s.
You telling me, Leo, you didn't have a big rubber figure to smash against
No,
each other?
I didn't. Nope. When they came out, I bought them for my nephew
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. I mean, my nephew ended up giving them back to me for my son
So you have
because
them
I
now.
bought them all.
Yeah.
You know. All right. Who trained you?
So, I mean, we started training
I was impressed
many
from
moons
what
ago.
he told me.
So we worked with Brickhouse Baker
Yep.
sporadically throughout the years. That's happened, a bunch
Right.
of times where you just go. Slam Tech with Bob Evans for a while when
Great trainer.
that was Chris Venom was there, Paul Lombardi,
Oh, wow.
a lot of those dudes. So we were there for months and months.
Right.
We got a funny little nicknames they gave us.
I did some training with Yankee Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
I was boys with
Was that Joe and Judio when he was running?
Joe Eugenio. Yep.
I never met him.
I
He's a
did a
character.
little bit of training there. I was boys with Paul Lombardi back in his start. We were good buddies. I think we were all pretty much in that circle group.
Right.
And he did some trainings there. I did some trainings there. Then we went on, me and Trainee, to Slam Tech and
then
others.
Eventually, we trained with Spike Dudley
Nice.
at the
Dudley, yeah.
lockup.
Nice. Yeah, that's at the lockup, right? Top rope.
Yeah, yeah.
With Spike, yeah.
And that was
Nice.
that was pretty cool because it was in between big classes of Spike.
Yeah.
So like it was like 4 or 5 of us just working directly with him, and I felt I learned so much in that
Right.
6 months to a year where it was
when
that
a
amount.
small crowd,
Right.
You know what I mean? That's good, man.
Training number 1 was one of the favorites of us. Spike
it?
Dudley.
Yeah.
Me?
Nice.
Nah, not so
Not
much.
so much.
Oh yeah,
Not so
not
much.
so much.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. Well, we
I
don't
s-
have to talk
I
about
still like
that.
him, though. I still like him.
All right. Maybe we'll talk about that at another time. All right. Anybody else in your class? Like, who else did you sometimes train with?
I mean, throughout the years, man,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy to see the people that we've got to come up with.
Yeah.
So those small classes with Spike, Matt Taven would be there, or Bennett would be there, or
Vinny.
Vinny would
yep.
be there, and even before that with Bob's, like I said, Chris Venom was always. I mean, Bennett was there too, actually. At
Yeah,
the,
yeah. Bennett's been around a long
Spike's. Yeah,
time.
yeah. Bennett might have been at all of the trainings.
Back in the day, Yankee Pro Wrestling, I met Davey Cash, was in the
Yep.
training school.
Don Vega.
Don Vega,
Yep. Another good
Kellen from DUI.
Yep.
He was around in that area.
Nice.
And then, guys like the Minutemen, Devin Blaze, and Tommy
Yeah,
Trainwreck.
Tommy Trainwreck.
We did a lot.
Tommy Trainwreck's doing some crazy stuff right now. He's doing like deathmatch
boy.
wrestling.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Who, Tommy?
Yeah, out
Yeah.
in Wisconsin.
Okay, 'cause
He's doing
Devin's
really
out,
well.
right?
Devin, I think he's out. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, he hasn't in a while.
He
I
popped
know
his head
that.
back in, maybe, but
because I did notice that Tommy was still wrestling.
yeah, he's doing
know?
like some deathmatch. He's doing well for himself too.
Yeah, I'm a tag team guy anyways.
Yeah,
guys. If
yeah.
I'd rather watch any match, don't get me wrong, I can enjoy all wrestling, but I'm gonna enjoy a tag team match
That's the
more.
best, yeah.
More stuff to do, more guys involved.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
The Minutemen is one of the guys we started hitting the roads with, started
Oh, nice.
doing some traveling back in
Yeah.
our earlier careers, went up to
Hop in
Maine.
the car and go to Maine a couple
Well,
times.
they were
and-
getting booked all on the
Oh,
East
yeah, yeah.
Coast, right?
So they were either riding with
Jersey.
Davey and them, or we were riding with them. It was
Right.
Yeah, they did a bunch of stuff in Jersey and New York. And
Yeah.
with the other Monster Mac guy.
Actually, I know those guys.
Yeah.
I used to cater for Ring of Honor. I haven't
So I
said
was gonna say,
that in a
I
long
knew you
time.
were a long time
No,
ROH
who
fan. I
you
saw
talking
some of the
about? You talking
photos.
about Monster Mac?
Monster Mac and Danny Mop at the Hit Squad.
Yeah. I
Good
remember.
dudes, man. Real good guys.
So I've actually I got to meet both of them separately.
Oh, okay.
Later on, way later, and they were both very nice and stuff. It's funny. We used to go to the ROH shows back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was already Monster Mac at that time, and
Yeah.
he went to ROH, and then he was he got
then you
announced.
saw it in Monster.
We're looking at this guy, and we're like, who's this guy? Never heard of this fella, but it's. I think at one point they may have thought we stole the name from them.
Yeah, right. Even though you had
But
it
we stole it from Sir Mix-a-Lot, if we're going to be honest.
Right.
It's a Sir Mix-a-Lot
Yeah,
song.
because he didn't steal it from you guys.
Right.
He stole it from Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
It's purely speculation, though. I don't know for sure.
But
Funny.
that was a funny situation. We were both just like, "What? Did he say Monster Man?"
Yeah. And they only teamed a short time in
Right,
Ring of Honor
yeah.
because Marv ended up joining the Prophecy.
Yes,
With
that's right.
Christopher
Yeah, yeah.
Daniels.
And
Again, you know, I love my old ROH stuff.
Eventually it became Steve Mack, right?
Yes, well, that's
And I was
his
like,
name is
yeah,
Steven
baby.
Garcia or something
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I don't know his last name, but he's a good dude.
Yeah.
He really
Oh, yeah,
is.
like I said,
Danny
when we met
Martin's
him,
an
we were
awesome
both-
guy, too. I actually saw Danny wrestling and, asked somebody to come out, and he came out, fucking took some pictures.
Oh, that's
with me.
awesome.
I just dropped the F-bomb, but that's all right.
Cut that
Yeah,
out.
not to cut you off,
Yeah,
but
please.
this is delicious coffee. I just want to mention.
Thank you very
That
much.
is decaf, right?
Yes, decaf.
For
yep.
decaf.
Yep. As
What do
I'm
you
going
know?
to tell you what it used to stand for.
Mine's is whiskey, I'm pretty sure.
All right, guys, let's get into the fan questions. Maverick Wild
Oh,
Man,
No shit.
yeah, we had him on the
Mav's a good
Maccast.
guy, yeah.
asked them why they freaked my wife out by insisting on wearing their masks during our interview. Good dudes, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man.
From Mav.
Appreciate that, Maverick.
So it's a funny thing. The people have asked us this before. When we were doing our podcast on a regular basis, we would travel to people or they'd come out to us and we'd record. We don't ever film the podcast. It was always just audio,
Right.
but we always wore our masks. And I think it's because we sound differently without them on. I don't know if it's the extra muffle to the mask or
Right.
we can only open our mouths so much or something. But when I go back and I listen to stuff that we did without the masks on, I can tell. And I don't know if that's just because
You know.
I know it.
Yeah,
but
that's probably
but to
all
me,
it is.
I'm like, well, we should just wear them anyway, just in
Right,
case.
right.
I'm always in my mask,
Oh,
like
that's awesome.
24/7.
He barely takes it off.
Dude, I was, you know what I mean? I was psyched when I seen you pull up with the masks on. This was
Like, oh, this has got to be them.
This is fantastic. I said, they're right in front of me. All right. Kevin Real.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know Kevin, right? He said, which Tucker do you believe will win at
Oh.
Reunion Wrestling? I presume he's talking about Jamie Tucker and AJ Tucker?
TJ.
TJ Tucker. Sorry,
Close, very
TJ.
close.
I was close.
So it's he's talking about the show we have coming up, Reunion Wrestling in Fall River. Two brothers going head to head.
Wow.
And I'm leaning towards TJ.
Are you?
He's the older brother, and as an older brother myself, I beat my younger brother up all the time.
Now, I do know that he has the age on him, but I definitely have to give it to Jamie Tucker because he has the ring experience.
He's been killing it.
Yeah, Jamie's been doing great.
He's more of the gruff and stuff brawler on the
yeah, yeah.
outside. He'll do whatever he can to get the win,
Right.
but he doesn't have the wrestling experience. He had taken a lot of time off, and
Right.
when we first started Reunion Wrestling, we tried bringing him in, and then his brother was like, no, we don't want to you don't want to deal with that guy.
Right.
We finally did deal with that guy. Maybe Jamie was right. I'm not sure.
He might be a little crazy. He's
Well,
a little
I'm
nutty.
the
that's for
opposite
sure.
of you.
He's nutty
Trainee.
for sure.
Because I'm the younger brother.
Yeah.
So I want Jamie
You
Tucker.
you voted for
You know what
Jamie.
I mean?
I got your back,
But
TJ.
I'll be honest with you, my brother John passed away 8 years ago, and I wish he was still around to slap me up the head, call me dummy, keep me in my place.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean?
That's the little stuff that you always
Kinda
miss,
miss
right?
that.
Yep, but I miss him every day. John, I love you. All right, Cynthia C. Raposa, Gary Epi. Is this one of you guys, Mom?
Not my
I'm
mom.
not too familiar
All right,
with that.
I don't know.
What was your childhood like?
Okay.
I'd like to see your mother on the show.
Oh, Mother Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot of requests for Mother Mac
Okay.
to be on there, mainly by my mother. But childhood, wrestling in the backyard. Backyard wrestling. Built a trampoline ring, 2 posts, some mattresses under there, milk crates under that. Because eventually, when you take the big bump, the springs get loose, you hit the
Right.
ground, it
Yeah, that
really,
would-
really hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd like to thank Mother Mac for allowing me to put them kind of shows on every week. This guy participated at one point
Oh, nice.
in the later days. And it was just a lot of fun, and it kind of got us ready for the indies. You know what I mean?
Right.
Work the gimmicks out, meet the guys.
That's awesome, man. You guys are hustlers. I told you that off air. I love
I
it.
appreciate it.
I love it. Jeffrey Tadeo.
Today,
Tadeo. No,
There you
well,
go.
Jeffrey.
Daylight come.
What's more important, having promo ability or technical ability?
Okay.
This is a good question, though. It is.
I would
It's a
say
good
so.
question.
I think you have to be a little of both. It definitely has to be. You have to have both for sure. You can't just have one without the other.
Right.
Trainer number one, really technical in the ring. Me? I don't know if I'm as technical with my promos, but I like to talk a lot.
He does. He's a talker. So you got to have, like you said, a little bit of mix of both. Me, preferably, I prefer the technical side a little more
Right.
than the talking side. He's the opposite, which
Right.
is why we work so well together.
Yeah, exactly.
Say
That's
so.
perfect. All right. One of my favorite referees, I don't know if he's one of your favorite referees, Dan Tanaka,
Yeah.
says, which one of you stands at the window drinking hot cocoa while the other trainee shovels snow off the driveway?
Okay.
Is he watching you guys?
He might be. If anyone's drinking the hot cocoa, it's this guy. I'm doing the shoveling.
Okay.
I got a little coffee cocoa right now. Can I stand behind that window?
Yeah, go right in.
You ever see the Tom Green show?
Oh,
They used to
yes,
have the guy
yes.
in the window.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's a little inspired by that.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Green was very funny, man.
Yeah,
His
I
show
love
was
Tom.
unbelievable. And like, what's the guy Red that does a show similar to that up in Canada? Red something.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
really good too.
I never heard of him.
Yeah.
There's a green and a red?
Yeah,
There's a Tom
yeah.
Red?
The guy's first name is Red, and I can't remember his last name. All right, so next question comes from Michael Pitaro, who's the brother of the politician. You guys familiar with the politician?
The last name sounded very familiar.
He's been training. He's been working shows. You know, he's a real life politician too.
Yeah.
Michael Pitaro wants to know, what is your current training like in preparation for your July 6th show? Just so you get the
question.
context of the guy asking.
Yep.
He likes physical fit. He likes to work
He's
out.
big into the
yeah, he likes
workouts.
that stuff. Yep.
Well, neither of us are participating in the actual wrestling action on the July 6th show. We'll be doing commentary. We've been getting our reps in by talking a lot of trash to people as they walk by in the street.
Yep.
I've been plugging in PA systems.
Well, we do have a YouTube show where we'd like to air Reunion Wrestling on our YouTube channel, and you can
Nice.
see us drilling the
Practicing.
guys and practicing.
But you know, when we were wrestling on a regular basis, I was a big on diet guy and yoga because I didn't want my neck to break.
Right,
Gotta get that
So I was
stretching,
really big
for
on,
sure.
on stretching
Yeah.
my neck out and all that stuff. He was more of the brute force, going to the gym in jeans.
No,
Work
Just
boots.
roughing it out. He
Work
didn't care.
boots
Yeah.
like the late great Trent Acid.
Yep.
No, the benefit to that is we do have experience in the business, so we met a lot of guys in our day that we can we know the ins and the outs of the business, and we know who we want to use on our show
Right.
to create that fun environment for a good show.
We're going to talk, after we get through the fan question, we're going to talk a little bit about your show.
Yeah,
and some
absolutely.
stuff, all right? Michael Pitaro has a second question. Are you more focused in improving conditioning or adding new things to your moveset?
I was big on not getting blown up. that was a big thing for me. I didn't care about doing too many moves. In reality, I probably on a regular basis did 7 or 8 moves.
Right. It's
and-
more than Hogan had.
It's a couple. I got a couple on him.
But he mastered these moves to the best of his ability.
I did.
And they
I
were
did.
on point, let me tell you.
But I
They
would
were,
never
you're
blow
right.
up during the match. Usually after the match, I would be the one laying on the floor in the locker room.
Half dead.
Yeah, half dead. But during the match, I never blew up. That was
May super winded all the time.
Yeah, you always
he's doing.
win.
He wanted to do backflips and all that fun
yeah,
stuff.
but he was
Doesn't
too
care
tired,
about
right?
Unfortunately, there's not too many bumps left on our bump card
Yeah, I
to
hear
check
ya.
off.
Yeah.
So we're still bringing that environment down. All the guys that we used to know, that we grew up with, guys that we met in the business, they're coming to us now.
Right.
We're having a good time with our own shows.
That's awesome. And you guys are doing live commentary, which is going to be
Yes.
hilarious. That's just incredible. Really. Do you guys remember Magnificent Morocco eating the meatball sub as he's wrestling a guy on Championship
Yes,
Wrestling?
yes.
The old
The
WWF.
meatball sub.
No, I don't remember
Get
that.
the microphone. He's talking into the microphone. Albano's talking into the microphone. He takes another bite of his meatball sub. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that sounds
It was
delicious.
unbelievable. It really was.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. Hey, I make good meatballs. Maybe I'll make some meatballs next time.
Hey, now you're invited to our show.
All right. Daniel Baker. You know Daniel Baker? Big dog.
Oh
Wilson.
yeah, big dog.
Wilson.
Yeah.
What is the best weapon to go vampire hunting? Laughing out. What is, you guys hunt vampires?
I mean, I would hunt a vampire, but I haven't.
We came close on the Monster Mack show a few times to hunt some vampires.
That's why.
We mainly dabbled in ghosts and zombies.
Yeah.
But we almost hunted some
Almost
vampires.
vampires.
But I would have to
Yeah,
say a watermelon piece, a good ass watermelon.
I was gonna say a wooden spike.
Wooden spike. Holy water, maybe.
Yeah, like a wooden vampires,
A
right?
watermelon. You ever see the juice that you put in the watermelon, like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Mad Dog?
Yep.
You take some holy water, you put it in the watermelon, you fill it
and
up.
then you
You
just
don't even
feed
know
it
what's
to 'em,
coming.
right? Oh,
I
yeah.
only say this because we used to wrestle with Big Dog Dan a few matches, and I always wanted to bash his head open with a watermelon. Came close.
That's an odd
Never
threat.
bought the
That's
watermelon.
an odd one.
Yeah, but I will say that he's a good dude.
Oh, yeah,
definitely a
Dan's
good dude, for
Thanks
sure.
for the question, big dog. Dan Ruckus has a couple. What is your favorite flavor of Jolly Rancher candy?
Oh.
I got an answer for that, so I'll wait. I'll say mine.
Okay, I'm going right away. Green apple. Yummy, yummy.
What's the blue one? That's the
Blue raspberry.
blue raspberry. Yeah,
And
I'll
I'm
take a
going
blue
with the
raspberry.
grape.
Grape. Good.
Yep,
It's a good
great.
one.
All right, so we all had a different
damn.
one. Thanks, Dan. His other question is, do you have to dry clean the masks?
We probably
tough.
should have, honestly. And if you take a really close look at both our masks, they're pretty worn.
A lot of battle
A lot,
damage
lot of
going on.
matches, a lot of filming, and just a lot of throwing it in the washing machine.
Well, they don't smell. I
They
can
don't.
smell
Thank you.
nothing,
Thank you.
so,
I
you know what
appreciate
I mean?
that.
No problem.
Once
I
every-
would have said, guys, man, come on,
Yeah,
put
get a little
towel over
Febreze
your
or
head.
something.
You like
No,
to
I'm
give
just
it.
kidding.
You like to give it a wash once every 6 months. You know what I mean? Give it a little, throw it in there.
Right.
Don't mix the colors. That's why we're looking at a little gray here.
Nice.
It used to be white, and then he washed it with his dark.
Oh, okay. All right.
Don't wash it with your ducks.
So you have a show on Saturday, July 6th at the VFW Hall at 486 Bedford Street in Fall River, Massachusetts. Got a big battle royal. You're going to have live commentary.
Yes.
Which, again, like I said, is incredible. I'm going.
Oh,
coming.
that's
Thank you.
awesome. Glad to hear that.
And you have, like I said, a battle royal. You have some people on the show as Shockwave the Robot.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of guys that were on this show. Insane Dick Lane.
Oh, you actually had Dick Lane on the show.
Yep. And
Awesome
good
guy.
friend of the show.
Awesome.
Eric Dillon.
Eric Dillon. I've seen him a few times make an
Yep.
appearance on your show.
Yep. Good guy, man.
Unpredictable is what I have
Yeah.
to say about
Yeah,
Eric
for
Dillon.
sure.
You
Unpredictable.
never know.
But a great dude.
Isn't he the Temple Kid?
Yeah, yep.
Temple Kid.
He's got a bunch of nicknames. We've known him we've known Eric for a long time. Dick Lane too. Dick Lane.
Dick's been on here twice.
His
Has he?
first match that he ever had was as a trainee.
Oh, really?
Under the
Yeah,
mask,
yeah.
he was in like a 6-man tag
kidding.
or an 8-man tag with us. Yeah, we
a
love
great
Dick
job.
Lane. He's we liked him right away.
Right.
You could tell that the kid had like the gimmick
Yeah.
ready to go, and then the wrestling ready to go. So he's going to be on all our shows as long as he says yes.
Nice. Good.
Shockwave the wrestling robot.
Yes.
I've been a big fan, and you should just see
Been
the.
around a long time.
Yes.
He has, and you should see the instruction manual that comes with booking this.
Really?
Yeah, it's,
There's a lot
it's
of
very
buttons. Yeah,
complicated.
you got a lot going on.
You got to charge the guy at least for 3 hours before the show, before
no
he
kidding.
even goes out
Yep,
there.
yep.
So
Honestly, the first time we saw Shockwave, I think, was a WWA Mike Sparta show, and he was just a dude in trunks,
Right.
No robot, nothing like that, and to see what it's become,
Yeah.
it's amazing. I think that's great for that guy.
the
I love
shipping,
Sparta shows, but
Yeah.
the shipping cost to bring this robot down in the first
yeah,
place.
gotta
it's
be
heavy.
It's a
expensive.
bad
heavy.
month.
Oh,
Comes
my
in a
God.
big crate and everything.
Yep. Now, does he have an on-off switch on his body?
I believe
it's
so.
like
Yeah,
Remember, was it Player Uno and those?
Yes, they
you
would have
could
the buttons.
pause them.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if Shockwave's got a pause, but
Right.
I'll have to read the manual a little
Yeah,
closer
Yeah,
before
let
the
me
show.
know. I'm just curious. I might want to book him for a little kid's party or something.
Yeah.
You know? All right. And also you got on the show, making their reunion wrestler debut, to Buff McDowell
Yes.
but with Buff Dad.
With Buff Dad.
With Buff Dad.
No strangers to Mack Attack. We wrestled with these guys. We've known them for years.
Yeah.
Great guys, really funny. I'm loving the gimmick. I'm all about this gimmicky stuff, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's great.
But,
I love the cape.
very happy to
Love
have
it.
these guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Oh, what happened to it?
No, it's still there.
Yeah, you're wearing it.
It's
It's still on.
No, but yeah, so I noticed they're making their debut. And also on the show is the Union Wrestling champ, Ray Ranson.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that is he's a guy who broke in with us when we were kids.
with the Bitter Club.
Yes. Scott Levesque. I'm sure Scott Levesque's been around forever.
Yeah, Scott Levesque is jacked. He's jacked. Scott, keep going to the gym, brother. I don't even know Scott. Never met him.
No, you should
Swear
have
to
him on
God.
the show.
I
He'll be
know.
happy
Yeah,
to come
he's a-
down.
Trust me, Eric's trying to make it
Good
happen.
dude.
Other
Good
than
dude.
I'd love to have Scott on the show.
other than him constantly trying to ruin our wrestling shows.
He threw a belt in the trash.
Yeah, he did.
What?
Like,
Other than that, he's a great guy.
awesome dude. Threw a belt in the trash, and I think he kind of hates us.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe a little bit, but
We still book him though.
yeah,
good for business.
Yeah,
good
yeah.
for
forced
business.
him to be our friend, and we're not going to let that go.
Is it because you guys feel like you better book him?
Yeah, I mean, he might beat us up if we don't to get him on the
Just
show.
might have to.
No, but like we said earlier, TJ Tucker versus Jamie Tucker.
That's going to be a fun one. Brother versus brother. You never know what's going
Oh,
to happen.
younger brother Jamie.
I'm not going to lie. I tried to see if their mom would referee.
Oh, no way.
But they weren't having it.
That would've been-
yeah,
that would've
I
been
thought it would have been
great.
great. I thought it would have been
I was
great.
not aware of that, but
Yeah.
that would have been good.
It's a lot going on behind the
Wow.
scenes when you're
We're gonna try a little harder to make that happen.
All right, also on the show, there's a new franchise around. The franchise, Brian Sear.
Brian Sire. Yeah,
Sire,
he'll
Brian
be
Sire,
making an appearance.
With the beautiful Kelly Brooks.
I'm not
Oh.
sure if Kelly Brooks is going to make it
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
But Sire is on the show. There's
Sorry
there's
for
a
the
few other names. No,
mispronounce, 'cause
you're
I'd
good.
never heard
You
his
can
name,
mispronounce
you know
his
what I mean?
name anytime around my presence. That's quite okay. I wasn't familiar that he was officially confirmed for the card, but I guess it is now.
It might. I'm pretty sure that we
Yeah,
announced
yeah.
it. I think we announced
Well, you
it.
guys already know. Card subject to change.
Yeah,
Right. We might change that. Who knows?
All right, well, listen, I know you guys worked a lot for Brick House.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, House of
So,
Bricks.
yeah, it was House of Bricks promotion. Some of the teams you worked with a lot of teams.
Oh, yeah.
You wrestled against Chris Cruz and JB Tickle.
That was a fun one. Yeah, I think
I
that
was
one
gonna
actually
say,
got
right?
that one got covered in PWI. I think
Yeah.
for whatever
Really?
reason. Yeah, that
No
ended up
kidding.
in the results
That's
section
awesome.
in PWI.
Yeah, that's cool.
For whatever reason.
House of Bricks used to run in a baseball field, and that makes really good for the environment for wrestling shows.
right.
He used to bring in a lot of kids too,
Yep.
and they would have a blast, man. And we would have a blast being out there.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. All right, you also wrestled a guy that was on this show, but I think we did it Skype. Anthony Stone, Hardcore
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Hardcore Jesus.
And he teamed up with Pretty Boy Hernandez. Who isn't that pretty, man?
No?
Just say it.
Do you remember that match?
He sounds pretty. What?
That match?
them
Yeah, we
guys?
wrestled those two guys.
Apparently
yeah.
not.
Yeah, I knew that you would remember that. We don't have it on tape.
Okay.
So
That's
that's
probably
kind of
why.
disappeared
That's why
into
he
the ether.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's not in the Mac files.
So Anthony Stone, Bloodstone, a guy who kind of has history with us all the way back until
Yeah.
the early 2000s as well. Pretty Boy Hernandez, we used to watch in Genki, Genki
yep.
Pro back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. He's old now.
Yeah.
Got
A little old school, yeah.
Listen to the old guy
I don't know
calling
about-
the guy old.
Maybe not Pretty Boy. He's like a pretty old man.
Yeah, that'd be that. Hey, why don't you try that, Hernandez? No, I'm just messing with you. Please don't kill me if you
Yeah,
see
we're all.
me.
These
I'm
are
totally
jokes. We
just
don't wrestle
joking.
anymore.
Yeah, definitely just kidding, right?
Yeah.
You're kidding, right?
Yeah. I'm joking, yeah, for sure.
All right, so listen, some other teams you took on, Mike Pava
Yeah, Mike Pava.
and
Good old-
Ramona Romano.
Good old Ramona.
And how were those matches?
I highly enjoyed that.
Yeah,
match,
I think
it was
a
fun.
clip from that match may have went viral on our
Yeah.
YouTube.
Really? Made a little
Stink
YouTube
face,
shot.
There was like a
All
stink
right.
face thing that happened when Buddy was doing the Ramona thing. I thought it was great heat. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
He had
was
something
killing
going.
it
He was
doing
killing
that.
it. Yeah,
he did
yeah.
it well.
He did. He really did. I miss Buddy. I don't know where he's been.
He stopped wrestling. I was going to ask, Buddy's a controversial type of guy. You know what I mean? Either you love Buddy or you don't like him at all. That's, you know what I mean?
I get it. I totally
I don't
get
know
it.
him very well, so I have no, I don't hate him or anything like that. I would love to have him sitting right here doing a show.
You can
But
see.
how
can
do you
see
guys
why.
feel about Buddy?
I can see why people don't like him. He's very opinionated, and he doesn't bite his tongue.
Right.
And even if he's wrong, and we did a podcast with him, and we disagreed on some stuff, but it wasn't like
He's very
bitter.
we didn't fight. Yeah, no fisticuffs. We weren't like screaming. You know, if you can be reasonable with him, he can be reasonable back, and he shows the respect he's given. I feel, and I think Buddy's a good dude.
I think he got a lot of flack for fucking jealous people. That's all. Because Buddy was getting booked.
Doing that.
Some guys get jealous. You guys know how that works. You know what I mean? Guys get jealous because they're getting booked. Todd Sopel had problems with people because of that.
Yeah,
really.
You know?
That was during that whole Shakara. During that, I kind of remember all that beef. It's been a while.
Right. But listen. You also took on Eric Dillon and a two-time guest here, Eric Dillon, and Scott Levesque.
Yeah,
who he just brought up.
They were the Toxic Twins.
The Toxic Twins.
Some funny name like that. We've wrestled those dudes like 100 times.
Yeah.
Scott Levesque and Eric Dillon. Yeah, we've wrestled them.
Nice.
APW up north in Massachusetts. ACW. House of Bricks. I'm trying to think of Whaling City Wrestling. We wrestled those two dudes all over the place.
Two members of the Bitter Club who currently wrestle for Reunion Wrestling.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's why they don't like us so much, because we used to beat them all the time.
I think
that's
that's
matches. And now they're just trying to get their revenge, ruining our shows.
And they always have Ray Ranson's back, and that's the main reason Ray Ranson's champion, because these guys are always having his back.
Cheap shotting guys.
Yeah, Eric Dillon and Scott Levesque are both tricky dudes. They'll do whatever it takes to get that victory.
I agree. They really will. All right, but listen, you also took on Rob Marsh and Sully Bagger. Remember that match?
Yeah, that's a while ago, man. Rob Marsh is a longtime friend.
Underrated.
Underrated. I like Rob Marsh.
Bag is good too. I would say Bag is underrated. I really would.
Sully's. I don't think Sully's wrestling.
Is
he still
and again,
wrestling?
not that Rob's not, but I'm just saying I think Rob Marsh is very underrated.
Yeah, he did a bunch of the hardcore ultra-violent stuff too, which was impressive stuff. Stuff I wouldn't want to do.
Right.
And I think we gave him a ride to a show once. I feel something like that. Yeah, we've done Rob.
We picked him up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we did a show in Maine.
Like, we've been doing this we did it for a while, man. And I hate saying that 20 years and all that stuff, because the ACW days when we were kids and everybody just kind of finds a ring and runs a little show and all that. I don't really count that too much.
People that like to throw their money around. Throw their money away, I should say.
But once we really started hitting the indies, man, we got to travel and work with so many cool people.
Right.
Anthony Green, who's in Japan right now, he used to call my house and we would just pass the phone around the living room.
No kidding.
And he would talk to everybody individually for 20 minutes.
Well, what about Mr. Carmelo Hayes? I know you wrestled against him.
We did. He was always, the last time I seen him, last year, he was signed. He looked at me, gave me a big smile, big hug.
Oh, yeah. He's an incredible guy. He is.
Christian Casanova, yes. That's what he wrestled.
He never forgot where he came from. That's for sure.
Just a big smile, big hug. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but, I actually might reach out. Christian, wherever you are.
It was wild. I was doing the concessions for APW.
Yep.
And I didn't know he was there. This was just probably like a year and a half ago. And my girlfriend's like, Leo, somebody said, I turned around, I couldn't see anybody. So I had to walk to the window.
Yeah.
And it was Christian, man. He was like, hey, I had to at least come over and say hi because the doors are about to open. So he ran out back. Then he wanted some food, and I told him his money was no good there. Could have whatever he wanted. All right. You had a little something go viral, too.
Yeah.
With the guy by the name of Donnie Rotten.
We did. Donnie.
Now, did you wrestle Donnie? Who wrestled Donnie?
It was Mike Foster.
Okay. Who wrestled for House of Bricks a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. Former Yankee Pro Wrestling.
Okay, yeah.
A wrestler, maybe champion.
Somebody in the crowd that day, it was an outdoor thing.
Yeah.
It was a pool party. We're just kind of having fun. Somebody was filming and things got out of hand in the match.
Yeah, it did.
And
I'm guessing you're familiar with the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's even funnier is, and I'm I love Donnie Rotten.
Yeah.
Donnie's
I'm a big Donnie fan too.
Donnie's a character, man.
He is, but he's a good guy.
He's straight 80s. He just bleeds it.
Still living in it.
But that was unreal. You kicked me in the face in a big wrestling match.
We just play wrestling here, man.
It was funny. No offense, Donnie, but you just got to take it into context. Pretend it's me, that's you when you're watching it.
First, it was Barstool picked it up at first.
Yeah.
And they had a little article that showed the clip. Then Sam Roberts was messaging.
Yeah,
he was in our
covered it.
DMs trying to get the full story. He's like, hey man, yeah, we were just having a party show and just playing around.
So that was at a park?
No, it was in somebody's yard.
Okay.
It was yard. There was like a pool kind of next to it, and
Oh man, that was
a little
hilarious.
barbecue action. It was.
Now, did somebody film the whole show, or just somebody just happened to get lucky and film that one match?
I think it was people that came with Donnie.
Okay.
So they were filming his match. We were live streaming on Twitch. Like it was out there, but for some reason, they filmed it. They put it up, and it just caught the right way.
Yeah.
And it blew up. It was like
Donnie stole all them views.
Yeah. Over 1 million views, I think, in total
Donnie
by
was
the end.
pissed.
Yeah, I'm
He
sure.
was pissed.
Sure.
I was wiping his holding his face. Again, Donnie, I love you, man.
That ups his booking rate just a little bit, though.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
hope
You better
it-
charge
yeah.
more,
We're
buddy.
trying to get that rematch
Featured
going.
on Sam
Actually,
Roberts
before
Sports or
I
whatever.
turn the page, I got to ask you something. I actually heard somebody told me a story about someone, like big leaguing somebody.
Big league.
Yeah. And what do you guys feel about Amanda Fox?
Amanda, we've wrestled with her a few times.
teamed with her
Yeah, we
in
teamed
this
with her
one.
at
Yeah,
House of
that's what I
Bricks.
saw.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious.
She was always cool with
I don't
us.
know her at all.
She was always cool with us.
Yeah.
Why, did she big league you?
Not me. Somebody else.
Somebody else.
Somebody
really?
else.
Interesting.
No, I was not
And I
familiar
don't
with
want to
that.
say the name because, I'm sure you know the person too.
Probably.
I'll tell you off the air. I'll tell you off the air for sure.
You're whispering in my ear.
I remember when we were putting that tag match together, she was really aggressive with her ideas. And I could see where some people would be offended by somebody who acts that way or whatever.
Yeah.
But not me. I didn't care. I was
Right,
like, cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do what we want, so it's fine.
My memory works in like small little YouTube clips, so all I remember is crowd surfing her on some dude.
We did crowd
pressed her.
surf her into a body
nice.
splash, which is there's something a little different, yeah.
She might have big leagued me after the match. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
All right. Hey, and again, Amanda, that's what I heard.
Just
We
asking
love
what I
you.
heard.
We love you. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, you got that match. You guys wrestled the cool people in
Yes,
Sammy
yes.
De
Yeah,
Leon, which is another underrated guy.
Oh man, we loved.
Seriously.
we loved the cool people
For sure.
I remember when I first met them for the first 6 months, I called them the cool kids, but not on purpose. It was just completely by accident. And when I realized that, I apologized. They were like, "Dude, we've known for 6 months that we just didn't want to say anything to you."
Now, was it Showcase Pro Wrestling where we first met them guys?
I think it was Showcase, and then eventually.
Top rope. Did they get there? They got there too,
eventually.
right?
Yeah, we actually got to wrestle them at Top Rope. For,
I think they
some-
wrestled for APW
Yep.
a few times too, I think.
I think Whaling City Wrestling. I think when they were still
Now, who
starting
ran,
off.
wait, was that Nick Steele running? Who ran?
Whaling City Wrestling was Sean Candido.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sean, who wrestles a lot for Showcase.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd like to get Sean on that. Sean, if you're watching this, please hit me up, man. Seriously.
Yeah,
I'd love
we'll-
to get you on the show.
We'll book you for Union Wrestling too.
You guys,
if you
I
want to come
love
wrestle in
it.
Fall River.
You guys are awesome, man. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
You know,
Appreciate it.
I think this episode's gonna do good numbers. I really do.
Fingers crossed.
I really do, guys. Why don't we play the name game?
All right.
Let's do it.
We've got 20 minutes, 19 minutes. Play the name game. First name, Maverick Wild, because he's a good friend of the show.
Great guy. Awesome dude. I was a big fan of him, and I was really happy to actually get him on the Mackcast, and came down to my place, and we heard the stories about me already in my mask, freaking his wife out. Just an awesome dude, and I'm just really happy that we're still buddies.
Nice.
To this day, apparently. He
I'd
sent
say-
in questions.
Mav is gruff.
Yes.
He's a gruff cat,
yeah.
but I
Yeah.
like that. I think that, he's like a real man's man.
Yeah.
You shake his hand, he shakes it with strength. He looks you in your eye, treats you
Yeah.
like a human. I love Mav. I think he's a great dude.
Quirky sense of humor.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I
very.
mean? Mav's the best.
Seinfeld-esque
Yeah, he
sense
just
of
had
humor.
shoulder surgery, so heal up, Mav. Okay? All right. Brickhouse Baker.
Brickhouse Baker, one of the guys that I watched when I was younger,
Yeah.
back in the Yankee Pro Wrestling days when I was just a fan, and I always liked Brickhouse Baker. Was always kind of like, oh man, I hope one day I can get that much popularity. You know what I mean? Be like Brick. And later on, we became friends, and he used us for his House of Brick shows. He's a mentor. He trains a lot of the guys in the area. He's still at it today.
Yeah.
So big
is.
props to Brickhouse.
Yeah, Brickhouse is a local legend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I felt
Absolutely.
honored at one point when he was making his last run. He had specifically requested to work against us on his way out, which I thought was
That
really
is
cool.
awesome. That's
And
really
so
awesome.
we got to work a program with him and David,
Yep.
and then him and Devin.
David's the mean brother. Devin is the nice one.
You're not wrong.
I say it
uh,
a lot here. I think eventually I'm probably going to get smacked.
Yeah, he might. He's-
But maybe Devin will save me.
David will smack you in the
Yeah.
face. Devin will smack you on the ass.
Oh,
Yo.
Devin's a fireman now.
Yeah, I've
Really?
seen- yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good for him,
Congratulations,
man.
Devin. That is
Congrats.
fantastic. And he's on a weight loss thing. He lost some
Slimming
weight.
down. He's slimming
trying
down.
to slim down some more. Good luck, Devin. The good brother.
The wrestling-
nice brother.
The wrestling
nice one,
always
yeah,
runs in the
good son.
blood, so I'm sure we'll see a comeback.
Yeah, he'll be
for
back,
him.
I'm sure. And
Hopefully in
have
full
another match or
fireman
two.
gear.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
absolutely. That'd be great. All right, we're gonna stick with the traders real quick and just go with Bob Evans, Brutal Bob.
Bob Evans, another guy that helped mold our future in the wrestling business. Great guy, quirky, right?
For sure, a quirky
Absolute
cat.
quirky
yeah,
dude.
yeah. He's always given a lot of advice, which is great. I think he's. There was a Bob, say, 15 years ago, and then Bob now. We're two different Bobs.
I was going to mention that.
And I think that's a great thing. I think
Right.
he's super positive now and all
Oh,
that.
for sure, for
That's
sure.
It's a great, amazing
That's
thing.
awesome.
We hadn't seen him probably for 10 or 12 years in person. And the last time we saw him, he kind of looked at us, realized who we were, gave us a hug. Like, look at you guys all grown up now, kind of put his arm around us.
Anytime I bumped into the guy in the streets, like I probably haven't seen him in like maybe 10 years.
Yeah.
Plus, always remembered my name. Hey, Mac, what's going on?
Yep,
Always
yep.
friendly dude and
Called me Schmaltzy.
Schmaltzy. Yeah.
Called me Schmaltzy. I don't
As the years went on, like Trainee was saying, dude really opened up and
Yeah.
is down to
That's
help people out. You know.
Yeah, big on helping now, which is a good thing.
That's awesome. Good job, Bob, for sure. All right, do you guys remember Nick Steele?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
The late great Nick Steele. You got any Nick Steele stories or how you felt about him or whatever?
I have nothing bad to say about the dude.
Right.
I did get roughed up a few times in the ring by the guy.
But it made you a better
But,
wrestle,
yeah,
right?
it definitely made it.
Toughened you up.
Yeah, for
Toughened
sure,
that-
for
toughened that
sure.
skin. So
That means he liked you though. He roughed you.
I don't know about that. That's quite okay though.
Nick Steele, outside of the ring, I haven't had too much interaction with him, but we had a friend who had passed away, and not a lot of other people from the wrestling community showed up. It was kind of like our group of friends, and
Right.
Nick Steele showed up. And it showed the kind of person that he was.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And so I always had respect for him.
Right.
As as his human character outside of wrestling.
I only met him once, and I swear to God, he couldn't have been nicer.
Yeah.
Like it was like honestly physically impossible for him to be nicer than he
Yeah.
was. I had never met him. I was with Sonny at a top rope show.
Definitely-
the show that I didn't pay for.
Definitely a nice guy outside the ring. Inside the ring, I can understand why you wouldn't be so nice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now he was very talented in the ring. A little stiff.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's pro wrestling.
Yeah, I can't cry. It's not
Not
ballet.
tiddlywinks or
Yeah,
ballet.
it's not ballet,
Exactly. Trading. You got it. All right. How about Brandon Webb?
Oh yeah, Brandon Webb's always been a friend of ours. I would say, even from the earlier days, he was one of the guys that kind of like opened up to us a little bit and was very friendly with us and welcoming. Because there was a time where we started from
indie wrestling wasn't always as welcoming
Yeah,
and as
exactly.
friendly as it is
I hear
now.
you. Yeah.
So-
And we were kids who were stepping on toes and pissing people off sometimes, man.
looking to build ourselves out of them small time like mill shows back in the day. You know what I mean? Trying to travel a little bit, and he was one of the guys that definitely encouraged that. And
Nice.
still a
Yeah.
good dude to this day.
Merchandise. We always would go head to head with him in merchandise.
yeah.
when we were on
Yeah.
shows.
Devil's Reject.
we were always
What
big
a
on
gimmick.
merch. He's
Oh,
always
yeah.
big on merch.
And you see what he plays in the wintertime now? Plays the Grinch.
Yes.
Dude, he looks exactly.
It's just
I
like
mean,
him.
obviously,
It's kinda nuts.
but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
does. He looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Grinch, man. It's crazy.
He's a hustler himself.
He is a hustler. I gotta love the
for sure.
hustle. No
Oh, yeah.
doubt.
Always respect it.
Yes. How about Davey and Eddie Loomis?
The Loomis
Oh, wow.
brothers.
I haven't heard Eddie Loomis in a while. We got to wrestle them in Showcase. We wrestled Davey a
Yeah.
couple times, but I feel like they gained respect for us after we hit them back.
Right. Yeah.
So it was.
I believe that.
Yeah. So we especially earlier on, we were always trying to be respectful. You don't want to be too stiff with the guys.
Right.
But eventually, when you get hit some of those forearms were a little too stiff, and you give one back, and I feel like that's when they started respecting us, and we respected
them. It's good that you gave back too, though.
Always,
You know, because that's what they say about in Japan. You go over there, you can either get eaten up or you can hit them back.
Right.
For sure.
You know? All right, how about Dr. Heresy? The good old doctor. If you have a fever,
Heresy.
give the doctor a call.
Definitely someone who stands out right away in the business. And when I was a youngin,
I remember seeing him at the Jokers Club in Bedford. Was it Bobby Cruz, UWF maybe? And just for some reason, him yelling, "It's hip toss time," before throwing a hip toss is burned in
it's
my
like
brain.
stuck in our brain forever. So now
I love Dr. Heresy.
whenever it's hip toss time, it's hip toss time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
baby.
When did he come out to the ring? Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
Certainly a character.
All that, yeah.
You
He
know?
still does it, right? He's still
I
out
think
there in
he's
the
still
ring.
He's
out
back
there.
in. Yeah, he's doing some
Crazy.
stuff for JC at NCW, I think.
Yeah, and also the EWA and stuff.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not
he
sure
started-
if they're going to continue, but I would imagine he'd be working there if they continue.
Yeah.
You know? All right, how about Vern Vicalo?
Oh yeah, Vern.
Vern's a good dude, man. I remember he was doing the selfie-made man stuff, and when we first got to meet him, and we roll in a lot of the same cliques outside of wrestling. We have a lot of similar friends. Yeah, so Vern's just a really good dude. So shout out to Vern.
Yeah, Vern is a good dude. He's on it a couple times. He might be due to come back, Vern.
Use the Vern Vicalo code when you're buying Celsius or something like that.
There you go.
He's got
Also,
something, yeah.
You ever heard of Vince Vicalo?
The name sounds
Was it
familiar.
Chaotic?
Yes, okay, yes,
The 12
okay.
pack with John Walters.
Yes.
He was actually on the show too, right? Listen to this. I thought he's in Chicago, so I got him on Skype. Then I'm talking to him. I said, "Where are you?" He goes, "Nashua." I said, "What?"
Like walk on down.
Yeah.
Come on down.
And my producer looked at me like, "What? Come on,
what is
man.
going
Why
on?"
are we doing this Skype when the kid lives down the road?"
Yeah,
I didn't know it. He had me tricked. All right, how about Big Pat Garrett?
Pat Garrett is
Huge.
big boy, man.
Yes, huge.
So I've been lifted up by some large men before. Pat Garrett lifted me up easier than anyone has ever
believe
lifted
that.
me in the air. And he was so nice about it the whole time.
Definitely one of the bigger guys that we've been in the ring with.
Right.
He played semi-pro football.
Oh, he's still playing.
Still playing. He's still playing.
He still plays.
That's wild.
That's
Pat
awesome.
Garrett is a beast, man. I don't know how he's doing it.
I always enjoy watching him wrestle because he's like, no matter who he's in the ring with, he's just so much bigger.
Oh man, and like his
know?
arms just at a standstill like this.
And to be doing it that long as he's been doing it, you know you have to love the business.
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And like you said, he plays semi-pro football too.
No.
He's an animal.
Crazy.
How about we'll go from the big guys to the little girls. Little mean Kathleen.
Little mean. I don't know if I've ever
I'm
met
not
the
sure
lady.
Oh, really?
if he's met LMK. I've only interacted with LMK in social situations. I ran a 5K with her once.
Hey, I didn't
Nice.
But other than that, she's I seen her. She's been doing a lot
I
of
was going to ask you,
TV.
did you see her wrestle?
Yeah. So
She's very talented.
I've seen her
She
do
really
some,
is.
some of the live Teddy's promotion.
Yeah, live pro
wrestling. And she was at AEW, I think, the last 2 times they were
Really?
in town.
Nice.
Yeah, she was
building her way up.
Yeah, she working on some of the enhancement as enhancement talent.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, LMK is great. She's got a lot of character to her.
Yeah, she does.
The stuff she does in Beyond with Teddy and
My girlfriend's favorite
Joey
wrestler.
Eastman.
My girlfriend's not a huge wrestling fan, but she loves Little
loves
mean
her.
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just
Loves
wanted to meet her, but I heard she was kind of mean, so I was just like,
yeah, she is.
Depends, you know.
Depends when you catch her.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta catch her at the
that's
right
it.
time.
Maybe you catch her at the right time, she might be nice. Don't people usually say that in the back, heels are really the nice guys and the baby faces are the jerks?
Yeah.
You know? That's
Kind of true.
what I heard.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
All right. How about back to the big guys. Theodore J. Liftington.
Liftington, formerly known as the Judge. We
Yes,
wrestled with
yes,
him
yes.
many years in Renegade Wrestling Alliance. Good dude. I like the guy.
I think he found his groove
Yeah,
with
for
the
sure.
Liftington
For sure.
character.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Definitely.
I'll always call him Judge when we're talking to each other, but in the ring, I think he should be Liftington, that strong man, that circus strongman thing is money. I love it.
You look at a picture of the strong men from back in the day, and he could trick you with it.
Yeah.
There was a picture of him.
Show a black and white photo of him now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
like a 1980.
That's legit. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that looks
Put
like
him in an
something
old
1947, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. How about the Maine State Posse, which I know they broke up.
They split up.
Really?
Aiden Ago, right?
And Danger
He
Kid.
turned on him. On Danger Kid.
He's become his own main character now.
Yep.
Really?
Main, I think spelled M-A-I-N-E. The MSP guys are great. We seen them at RWA one show, and I was like, whoa, those kids, they're good. Like, they got something. We requested to work them. We worked them a few times. A couple times they stayed at my place when they would travel down here to work.
Yeah.
I love those dudes. A lot of controversy in the way that they split up.
Yeah.
It's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because I love DK. Danny's a good kid, man. But we'll
Very
see what happens there.
wrestlers. As a team, they were phenomenal. As singles, we'll have to see.
Well,
Not saying that they can't, because I mean,
Right, of
honestly,
course, yeah.
they're great. But let's see the success, if they can have the same success without each other.
You were saying before that you prefer tag matches.
Yeah, I do.
Same. I prefer tag teams. I hate it when a tag team gets split up.
Yeah.
We've never broke up as a tag team,
Yeah,
and
that's
never,
good. I hope you
never
never
will.
do.
So
never
many
will.
people were like, you gotta
Promoters
do
have
the,
asked.
you gotta do the angles, you
we're always
gotta
just
wrestle
like,
each other.
No,
No,
Nah.
stay together, man.
Yeah.
Tag team forever.
Longevity. You know? Honestly,
Yeah.
you don't see that as much.
Right.
Like you said, you see the turns all the time.
It's
It'd be nice
crazy.
to see people stay together.
Yeah.
That's a shame about the Maine State, because these guys would make you push it to the limit. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a match with them at Legacy for a reunion. RWA, and they pushed us to our limits. You know what I mean? And it was a good result. It was one of my favorite matches of my career.
You know what I've always thought of doing is, like, if we were going to promote, do like a tag team tournament. Call it the Dynamite Does It.
Gotcha. Yeah.
12 teams. You
Get it
know,
rocking and rolling.
and how you get back that, you'll have a couple three-way matches to cut it back. You know what I mean?
Cut it back down. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you. Yep.
Just
They won't
saying,
pull out of
man.
it.
You know, I think
Love
that
me
would
some
be
tag team
really
wrestling.
good.
Dynamite dozen.
You know? But the Maine State Posse would be like, you would want to put them in the
Yeah.
tournament.
Oh yeah.
That's for sure.
You gotta get them reconciled.
Yeah.
first.
How about Ronnie Ribs? I haven't mentioned Ronnie's name in a
Ronnie.
long time.
The SOG.
Yeah, the son of God.
Yeah, we're big. Ronnie's. We used to say that, if you had to wrestle Ronnie, you were getting ribbed. Because Ronnie might give you a little business in there.
Yeah.
You're getting Ronnie ribbed in there.
That's a good one.
You guys are funny.
I like Ronnie. He's like a good dude.
He's always been a good dude to us,
Nice.
I like that whole dynasty.
No, the fellowship.
Fellowship.
The Fellowship,
The
yeah.
whole fellowship. A bunch of good
Yeah,
dudes.
good dudes. Definitely. How about Mikey Montero?
Montero,
Guy that's
yeah.
killing it.
That guy,
Talented dude.
for real, for sure.
He stepped his game up from just even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That man is he's destined to do more than he's doing.
I
hope
definitely
he does,
see him. I
honestly.
definitely see him
I
going
think he's
somewhere.
going to be here soon.
Is he?
I asked him, and he said, yeah. So I just got to
That's
talk
awesome.
to him a little more, get him some dates. Not Mike Montero here.
And that's another guy who bleeds and lives
Yes.
wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people know that he can work in the ring, but when you sit down with him, he'll be able to show people he can talk and
Right.
and show emotion and stuff too.
And what about his tag team partner, Ricky Medeiros?
Medeiros. I know him a little bit. He used to be
Yeah.
the man of many disguises.
And for a while there, he was disguising himself as Monster Mack.
Oh, really?
And I was tagging with him and didn't realize.
I had no idea.
I had no
Oh, my
idea, it turns
God.
out.
I know we're both in great shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Ricky might be a little smaller than you, just a little.
I was out on a knee injury, and
Yep.
Apparently he just decided to fill in
take
for me.
over.
Just took over.
And you didn't know?
We kept winning, so I didn't ask any questions.
Best time in our career.
Oh my God, that is incredible.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right, how about the wrestling GOAT? And not the best of all, that's not what I mean.
Nope.
Grayson Flax.
Grayson Flax is
Flax.
We've I feel like we've seen him once or twice. He does he wears a billy goat head. He runs around.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I'm talking about? He's got no idea.
Never met the fella.
Super character. Yeah, you should probably look into him.
Really?
You'd probably really like him. Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
good. He's small. He's small. But man, he's
Got a lot of energy.
entertaining.
Got a lot of energy.
As I always say, man, if I go to wrestling to be entertained, So if somebody says they're a goat in my eyes.
I'm looking at a goat.
Exactly.
Show me a wrestling goat.
But
Let's
yeah,
do
he's
it.
got the goat mask and everything. It's awesome.
I got a name for you.
Yeah.
What do you think, Richie Rich, former WWE jobber,
Competitor.
WWF competitor?
I don't know
Man's
who he
lost Bret Hart.
He lost to the
Tatanka.
Steiners. He lost.
I never heard of him, honestly.
He's gonna be at Reunion Wrestling
No way.
main event, rumored, baby.
You're giving away. Now he's giving out spoilers.
Spoiler alert. That's why I said maybe.
Oh my God, Richie Rich?
Richie Rich. Yeah.
Take a look on YouTube. He wrestled on Superstars back in the day. He wrestled Bret. He wrestled the big
all right,
stuff.
I'll have to
But
look
he's
that
coming
up.
down. He's working our show. Another guy we bumped into.
So we got 2 minutes left. I know you worked for this guy, I think. T. Phoenix.
T. Phoenix is a good dude.
Oh, for real.
Funny dude.
Yeah.
We've sat down and come up with a lot of funny ideas together. He's super creative and he's super driven. I'm glad that his Renegade Ring Rentals is going really well.
That's awesome.
And RWA itself is drawing well. I keep up on everything. I try to keep, and it looks like they're doing great.
That's awesome.
Been an awesome guy. Always been very open to us.
Yep.
Booked us. Did the Mack cast. I can't say any bad things about the guy, to be honest with you.
That's awesome. How about his kid? AJP.
AJP.
Who's
he's
very
rising.
freaking talented for a
The
younger
kid's
kid.
rising. He used to wrestle as 13.
Yeah.
Like, when did he start? He was like 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he was first time he got in the ring, he was on baby probably.
Did it from a
Yeah,
very
my
young
third
age.
time.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Hey, he's only going up from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's very talented, man.
The only one that can get in his way is him. So I hope that he doesn't, and he just
Very true.
takes off, man.
Very true. Guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Why don't you guys plug your show again?
Yes, Delusions of Grandeur. Fall River, Massachusetts, the VFW Hall. You know the address?
486 Bedford Street.
Bang, he has the info, all the info.
He was having a trouble saying delusions of grandeur earlier. That's why he said it really slow.
We got hardcore matches, battle royals. We got the main event. Richie Rich is going to be there.
Oh.
We got Shockwave, the wrestling robot. He's going to be all charged up for
Ray
the night,
Ramsey
baby.
in the
Ray
Billy
Ramsey.
Club.
We got him all.
ReunionWrestling.com. You can get your tickets. They're available at the door or online, front row, VIP, and general admission.
Not too pricey either. You know, we like to have a good time, and we like to have an affordable time.
With
you know
cheap
what I'm
dates,
saying?
yeah, with cheap dates.
Cheap dates indeed.
That is great, guys. Again, thank
you so much for having
And
us.
I'll be
Pleasure,
honest
man.
with you guys.
Awesome
I'd
time.
love to have you back.
Absolutely.
I really would.
Absolutely.
Guys, we're out. Peace.
Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.